In the last lecture, I taught you about prepositions of time. I had said there were three kinds, under three categories under which you could divide your prepositions. One was preposition of time, the second one which has been cited on the board, preposition of place, and the other one was preposition of movement or direction. So for now, let's take up preposition of place. Place indicates a wide area. The area, you can consider it to be area, surface area. Fine, take where you stand. So these are the prominent ones which you see, the prominent prepositions which you see under the category of prepositions of place. Let's begin with at. At was used in preposition of time also. There I said when a specific time has been indicated at, we use at for that. So when it comes to place also, at a specific, if you indicate at a specific place, then only at is used. Like the car is parked at the gate. So you know which specific place you're talking about. She's standing at the door. Okay, the milkman is standing at the door. Come and meet me at the entrance of the school. So these are the specific pinpointers where you pinpoint at the place and say, come and meet me at that particular specific place. That's why I drew one space over here and then I put a cross saying, yahan aake milna hai. Come and meet me at this particular space. Now when you use in, you're talking about a huge area but enclosed. One definite enclosed area or one specific area. Like the tiger lives in the jungle. Now jungle is a defined area where you're talking about, where there are lots of trees, no human habitation. So the tiger lives in the jungle. I live in Jabalpur. Now Jabalpur is the city, a specific area defined. I live in Jabalpur in South Civil Lines. Now I know the South Civil Lines is an area beyond which the name of the area would become something else and beyond which it would become something else. So but I know this particular area, so I would say a specified area, I live in this particular area. That's why I drew an enclosed area, a specific area with a dot over here that you are in this. I am teaching you standing in the room. I have 4 walls over here enclosed within this room and then I am standing here in the room and teaching. Okay. Next comes on. On is when something touches the surface of anything. Okay. This is a book. I kept my hand on the book. So if you have to use the word on, that means the surface area is being touched by something. There's contact between the surface area and that object. That boy is standing on the wall. That means that wall was built like this and he was standing over here. There was a surface area, he was in contact with that. She is on the terrace. The terrace has got a huge carpet area over there and she was standing on the terrace. Okay? So and should have a touching the surface contact, then only you will use on. Now this is a very dicey preposition where most of you make mistakes. Over means supposedly this is a fence and you need to jump. This is you. Consider it to be you. This is you. Now see my movement, this and this. Jumped over the fence means you landed from, you got up from here and then you came over there. Here. No contact with this. It's over. Okay? The thief jumped over the roof and broke his ankle. So when you don't have any contact over here and this is the kind of the movement you see, then you would use the word over. Above. No contact. No contact over this. Above would be here. Fine? There is no contact. Contact would be on and this is above. Above the surface. Behind. If this is something, my hand is behind the book. Under. Something is under this. Between. Now very cautious. Between comes only when 2 things are there and you hear. Between comes only when 2 things are there and then you hear. She's sitting between her friends. That means one friend is on either side of us. Among comes for a whole group and then you are here. XYZ in any kind of placement you can see. And then here. He's popular among his friends. So out of all his friends, he's popular in that group. In front of, again, a placement where this is there. I place the chalk in front of the book. It's what book is over here, and in front of it I have placed the chalk. So these are your prepositions of place. And what role play they play? The next set is the prepositions of direction and movement. As the word suggests, direction and movement. That means your action is taking place either in a specific direction, north, east, west, south, left, right, whatsoever, or you are moving. These are the words which indicate either movement or they pinpoint at some particular direction. Let's begin with to. When you use the preposition to, you are talking about a destination to reach. Like the boy walked to the library. Now what was his destination? His destination was the library. Okay? So this particular word will be used to indicate at a particular destination. So that's a movement only, but you're reaching one particular point. Into. Be very cautious. Into means you're walking and you are coming inside an enclosed area. Remember that. You are walking or jumping or running, but you're entering an enclosed area. Like if this is supposed to be the well, if suppose this is the well, this is the human being, he jumped into the well. Now he dived into the swimming pool. He jumped into the well. That boy walked into the room. So say they walked, they jumped, they dived, all in an enclosed area. All in an enclosed area, keep that in mind. So that was a movement and it was in an enclosed area. Through. Now if this were to be a tunnel, so if your car is going, you enter through this tunnel and come out from there. Either you enter or you exit. So you're walking through something. You're driving through something. You rode a vehicle through something. So you enter a space in or out. That means it should have an entry point, it should have an exit point. Fine? So through is entering the space in or out. Onto. Now you jumped and you landed onto the surface. Okay? I got onto the bus. That means the bus was moving and then, or not moving or stagnant also, stable also. You kept your one foot on the bus. Keep that in your mind. You got inside it now. When you went inside, it's into, but when you stepped your foot, like you raised your foot above and put your foot on the first step of the bus, so you got onto the bus. You got onto the train. That is also there. Okay, boarded. Towards. Now she was walking towards her friend's house. A specific direction mentioned. A specific direction mentioned. Across. Now this is, if this is supposed to be a river, she swam across the river. Either she will from one bank of the river to the other bank she move, or from the other bank to the prior one. This is across. The boy ran wildly across the street. That means from one side of the street he ran to the other side of the street. That is the movement to and fro. You either go this way or you go backwards. Along. Along means if this is a road or this is a river, you have two sides of it. Okay? Then if you walk along, this is you walk this way. You don't get onto the road, you walk along the side of the road. You don't get onto the road at all. Along the side of the road are pavements, are sidewalks. So you're walking on the sidewalks which is you're walking along the road. You walked along the river bank. So this was the river flowing and you walked along it. You did not step inside the river. Fine? So these are your prepositions of direction or movement, the main ones which are majoritively used in English. Now based on this explanation, you do your exercise and I will be sending you the pics of the exercise later. Now there's one more concept which was there in your workbook, that is prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. Firstly, what is a phrase? Phrase is that part of the sentence which will indicate at a meaning, but the meaning would be incomplete. Okay, which would have a certain meaning. It would make sense. Like if I say under the table. Okay, you know that I'm talking about a place under the table, but you don't know what is the complete information. So this particular part of the sentence which makes sense but incomplete sense is called a phrase. Now prepositional phrases are those phrases which have the preposition in them. Okay, like the first example I have cited over here is he jumped into the well. If I tell you to chalk out where is the preposition over here, you would say, ma'am, it's into. Now where did he jump into the well would be a prepositional phrase. Next one, we walked on the grass. Where did we walk? We walked. There's the preposition, and this part would be the prepositional phrase. She cut the vegetables with a knife. What did she use to cut the vegetables? She cut it with a knife. These are your prepositional phrases. So the part of the exercise includes even prepositional phrases. See to it that you do that particular exercise also, where you have to just underline it there, or you have to write. I don't remember in clarity over here, but this is the concept of your prepositional phrases. In one sentence you can have more than one prepositional phrases. So you just look for the prepositions where they are and whether they have extra words added on to them, and do they make complete sense or incomplete sense. That will be the deciding factor what is the prepositional phrase or phrases in a sentence. Thank you.